James won. Jake and I were out early in the round, and then it came down to Traci and James.
And it was a rough, Traci almost won.
It was close.
Yeah.
I cheated a little.
He cheated a lot, but that's okay. You won. You're the guest of honor. It's great.
Absolutely.
It's time for me to get my crown.
Actually, something you reminded me of with Traci. I want to get on your case about something really quick.
Oh.
You're not a big Twitter user.
I don't understand. No, I'm not.
You have it. Traci Stumpf. Twitter.com/Traci Stumpf.
Yeah, and I have followers.
I follow you.
Yeah, I follow
Jake
you,
Weissman
and you follow us back,
All right.
which we appreciate.
That seems nice of me, doesn't it?
But what's the problem with Twitter? What do you have? You know?
I don't have anything against it. I just don't 100% understand it.
Okay.
I don't really get it.
You know that it's typing things and then pressing send.
I get that, but then what's the follow? Okay, I get how to follow people, but you retweet stuff, and then there's that pound. I don't give a shit.
Oh, I just learned what all that
1,
meant.
2,
I
3.
started a Twitter food
the
fight.
hashtag, yeah.
Yeah, and I hashtagged it because I just learned what it meant. And
right.
Dude, hashtags are cool, man.
What is it?
You just start
It's like classifying something.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just if you wanted a topic, you can click it, so that way you can see all the people who are typing that kind of stuff, kind of hop in.
Go to hashtag Twitter food fight. It's awesome.
Oh, I saw it already.
It's
no,
great.
definitely.
You gotta get in on
really
the Twitter
funny.
food fight.
I will later. As soon as we're done with this, I'll get in on
imaginary food at people.
Absolutely. And now, what we were talking about earlier, kind of with the alter ego on Twitter, it seems like the James Deen you are on Twitter isn't the James Deen we're talking to right now.
No, that's actually me. James Deen on Twitter is actually me because I don't use Twitter to actually say what I'm doing because I can't imagine anyone would really care what I'm doing.
Check. That's another reason I have a problem with Twitter.
Going to the grocery store. Why are you telling me this?
Yeah.
I mean, that's really, I can't imagine why anyone would care. So I use it to just as an outlet for all my random thoughts. And as you can tell from my Twitter feed, I really don't think about much other than burritos and boobs.
Yep.
And
the two B's. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
No, that is. It's mostly, I know you do, in your blog, you talk about food and who you had sex with that day.
Which is pretty much what my life consists of. I'm trying to turn into an actual cat is my goal. But I pretty much sleep most of the day, wake up, fuck somebody, eat some food, and go back to sleep. That is kind of my goal in life.
I could not possibly promote that more. I think that's a beautiful way to live.
Yeah, if you can do it, I think it's pretty much the best thing in the world.
Yeah, essentially. Did you hear that? Living like a cat is the best thing in the world. We'll get to this later, but living like a cat is the best thing in the world.
Having one is totally different.
We'll talk
we'll go back to that later. You had a question,
Oh,
Traci.
this is the dog's first cat.
Oh, well, we'll get to it. Don't worry.
I already gave him a very passionate answer, which scared half the people there.
I like your blog. I read it today. I told you. But when I met you, I expected, because I just read it, and I feel like you were way more New York on your blog. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Nobody's like, oh, you're from LA, so that's crazy. You grew up here. That's insane. They're like, wait, you're not from New York?
Because all the title, and I just liked it. I thought it was very silly and very fun. It's bitches and white bread, right? Burritos and fucking pussy. Let's do this. That's how I imagined. That's when I was reading it. That's the voice I was reading it in.
I don't know if I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Well,
you're not. So good news.
Well, I mean, so when you write that blog, basically in terms of Twitter,
I need to write a blog posting for. I do it
daily,
the night.
At
night, I do it for the next day.
Oh, okay.
Because I was trying to do it the day of, and it was just getting all chaotic. So I actually need to write one. So I should probably.
You should just take the time to do that right
now.
Now's a good time.
Hold on, guys.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Excuse me, I'm busy.
Do you consciously choose to have a certain? We've met certain people on this podcast who like Sparky Sinclair has a specific Sparky Sinclair is her performer's ego, her alter ego, and she uses that because that's who she is as a performer. I know that James Deen is not your real name, so therefore, do you specifically have a different persona with James Deen, and do you promote that way on Twitter and your blog? Do you feel a need to promote your persona as a career move?
I'm not really. I don't know. As much as I was joking about or saying how Brian is this nervous person and James Dean's this swat. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, I don't plan things that far ahead. I kind of just do what feels right, and James Deen or Brian, which if you guys haven't figured out is my real name, and according to Wikipedia, my real name is Brian Rothstein, which it is not. But that is awesome.
Yeah, how did that?
I don't know, and I'm not gonna argue because I think it's great.
Yeah, it's funny.
So yeah, I really am just one guy, and the only reason the reason I don't care about people finding out my real name is because my theory is if anybody knows who I am, when they see me, they're not going to be like, "Is that? Oh no, that's James. It's a different person."
Right.
They're going to figure it out.
Right.
And I'm not really. I don't really have like a where I like go into James Dean mode and I'm like a different person. I'm kind of just me the whole time. And
it's a little creepy when people need to get in their space. Yeah.
The only difference I'd have to say is when I'm in a and this I consider to be like a public thing, but like in a non-public thing, I'm usually a lot grumpier because I get annoyed very easily by very retarded things and completely not annoyed by like things that would annoy everybody. Like if you were like dragging your nails on a chalkboard, I'd be sitting here like twittering and like, playing solitaire. But if you like get up and like go get a bottle of water and you like, take 5 steps instead of 4, I'm going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're a crazy person. And like, it's interesting being me. Living up here. It's a weird world.
Well, that makes 3 of us in the room.
What about you, Trace? Are you okay up there?
What? No, yeah.
Apparently not.
No, I'm a lot of fun, actually. Me and all my personalities.
Yes.
We all get along. Yeah. No, I live in my head. I totally live in my head. And it's brutal. It's brutal. We could be done talking about me.
You don't want to talk about yourself?
No, we can talk.
Cool, thanks for being on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you so much. By the way, and we haven't mentioned this before, Tracy was, for those of you who've seen the photos on the website the morning after podcast, Tracy was our female model.
She
on
was
it.
our comedian friend that most we thought resembled a porn star, actually. I suppose.
Yeah.
I suppose that's what it was.
That's what you thought, Jake. Way to go. Way to class
no,
this
what did you
up.
think?
I just thought, hey, this is a good friend, a comedian who wants to do a fun
Eli
photo
was like,
shoot.
oh, hey, this is the only girl I talk to. Let's do this. That's what
nailed it.
Yeah, bam.
But he's half Spanish. No? Okay.
See.
I get it. I got tapas.
That's whenever anybody says Spanish, I think I'm just
Tapas? Tapas are good. They're good.
They are.
And it also, do you go out to dinner a lot with with Joanna?
I actually no.
Because you guys are both pretty busy, right?
Well, we just don't really like each other very much.
Yeah.
You have a
I don't like
girlfriend.
either of you guys either.
I got a lot of girlfriends. Eli's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's what Eli told me earlier as well.
When he treats me right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some days he's a little mean, and I just
I
don't.
let him wear the tiara every now and then.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sweet.
I'm a little wand.
No, we go out. I mean, when we go out and eat, we don't like. It's weird, man. Like, it's bizarre. Let's not talk about it.
Okay, let's not
Fair
talk about
enough.
it.
Fair enough.
I mean, it must be tough. I mean, you guys work so often. Like you work because you edit and like direct and produce a lot of those movies for Burning Angel, right?
Well, she directs the majority of them. I direct the ones that like when she's like, "Hey, there needs to be a movie all about me. Can you direct it?" Because she can't be like, "Hey, it's XOXO Joanna Angel, written, directed, and starring Joanna Angel," and it's basically just Joanna Angel. So she tries to be like, "Hey, you do it," and then it can look slightly less egotistical. So I mean, that's pretty much what my role comes in as a director for Burning Angel. And there's like certain things like No Panties Allowed. That is my fucking movie. I
Right.
like which is based on the original screenplay, Bitch Take Your Panties Off, by our graphic designer, who we were trying to think of. We were like, we need movies. What movies can we do? He's like, why don't we do No Panties, like something without panties, No Panties Allowed? We're like, yes, best movie ever. So like that one, I was very like,
Tracy, you were just telling me about this movie. How much you
Yeah,
liked
it's
it, right?
brilliant.
Yeah, No
It's
Panties
really,
Allowed.
it's just
It's-
well spoken. Everybody, just the dialogue.
I like the book more personally.
Truth.
I mean,
Yeah.
Bitch Take Your Panties Off.
You're so well
is-
spoken right now, Tracy.
Indeed.
Truth,
True.
amazing, well spoken. I'm loving every minute of
Oh, you're so charming.
I think the reason I brought that up is because I feel like one of the misconceptions.
I just broke your chair. I'm just
Oh, that's
gonna
fine.
give-
That chair
I'm
was
just
a
gonna
dick.
give that to
That
you.
chair was a dick.
it. Oh yeah.
I feel like one of the misconceptions about people that work in porn, like you are extremely busy. I mean, like I feel like you must
Well,
work.
I
constantly.
am, but that's because of choice. I mean, I'm when I was saying I was lazy, like I'm lazy in the sense that I don't like to do things that people would actually like want to do. Like afterwards, my friend told me to invite everybody to go. Dan, he was like, hey, invite everybody and we'll all go out and get a drink. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like so much work. I want to go home and work. Like I want to go home and sit in front of my computer and edit. It's like I don't like. For me, it's like I want to do things to keep myself occupied and busy. I'm not good at like going and doing things that would.
yeah.
Right.
It's hard.
Yeah,
to
I know
explain.
I know what you mean. It's just a matter of
I'm
you
not
like to
as
keep
well
yourself
spoken
real
as the
busy.
movie.
Right.
Okay, so now do you find, because I mean, to me that strikes me as like, I mean, I know that like you're working because you feel like you should be, but like you're very successful.
Well, I'm working because I love it. I mean,
Right.
there's nothing I do.
And
That I don't
Jay,
enjoy.
well, he was just mentioning you edit and you know you're doing stuff with Burning Angel, but not to mention you're working a lot outside of that. You're in a bunch of those parody movies. You did the Batman parody, you did the Scrubs parody, the Big Lebowski parody. I mean, there's a lot of them you did, and that's just in between the other stuff you're doing. That's amazing.
I mean, what, like how like
What do you guys think? Like the average, like